Welcome back to the Made by Hand shop, everyone. I'm Bobby Sharp. I really appreciate you spending some time in my shop today, and I got something very special for you. We are going to build this church bird feeder. It's something that my sister saw. She wants a bird nest, and I wanted a bird feeder, so I made it a little bit larger. Kind of did my own spill on the windows and whatnot, and the bird's nest will have a hole here and these will be covered up. So but this has a removable top so that you can gain access and put seed inside. So please stick around and I'll show you how to build a cedar bird feeder. So before we go any further, I just wanted to show you that I have made some templates for this project, and I have cut out all of the pieces ahead of time, and you'll see those here in a second when we lay those out. I use the longer 10-watt laser to cut these out. This is hardboard, and I plan on making more of these, so making a template seemed to be the right direction to go with that, so I would have all the pieces and don't have to worry about plans. There will be some drawings in the description below, so please look for that. And so let's get started. All right, so I'm working on the roof section here. Of course, the rest of this was pretty self-explanatory. It's just a box. So I really didn't do any dialogue on that. So I'm just trying to figure out where these slats are going to go. These two inserts, the roof will just lift off so that you can fill the tray that will be inside here that holds the bird seed. So I've made some measurements here. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 nails in this, or 1 in each end, I should say. And I'm using some really short brad. Well, got to swap them out. So I got to put some different brads in here. These are the ones that I use to assemble the frame. They're 1.5 inches, I believe. But I'm using some shorter number 18 gauge brads here. So got my mark. This is going to be 3/4 of an inch overhang on each end. All right, got these clamped in place so that they're not moving. And I tell you what, I'm going to go to the other side and go ahead and put that piece on as well. And that way it will be symmetrical. Let's see, I got to make my measurements here. 5 1/4 inch down. That's where the top of this slat goes. And I'm using TiteBond 3. It's a waterproof glue. Since this will be outside, you probably need to do that to keep it from coming apart. There's a lot of pieces that have been glued together, and this is a cedar fence picket, and they're not that wide. So to make up some of this width, like the bottom piece has got 3 pieces on it. The bottom piece in here has got 2 pieces. And then of course you can see the seam here on this. All right. All right, so I'm gonna let that kind of hang the way it is. I tell you what, for good measure, let's go ahead and shoot another one in. Make sure I don't nail the thing closed. All right, so this will lift off just like that, and it'll have the whole roof structure on here. So I've put a bevel on these 2 pieces with my hand plane, and these are going to be at the top. So those need to have the proper bevel to match these angles here. All right. So the next piece that I've got to do is, since this is going to overlap, I tell you what, I like that. I might just do that. That way I don't have to deal with this junction right here. All right, I'm going to make sure that I got these parallel with one another. That's 2 1/16, and that's 2. All right, there's 2. I can't put any glue on this because it's at an angle, so I'm going to shoot this one through both of these. Still lifts off very well. Okay, that's good. Feels like we got the same overhang on both sides. That's good. So this was 2 1/16. And there we have our 2 1/16. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but these are not stainless steel nails that I'm using. You could probably, you know, source those off of Amazon or something like that, but I figured that we probably didn't need those at this point. So, all right, let's see. 2 more here. Now this is gonna have to, we're gonna have to make a cut here on this side. It's hitting the steeple in the front. I have also cut these that go on the peak. I've also cut those to length. So this one is going to go around this. So I need to mark where I need to trim this off to get around that. And then I'm going to move up. I want this one to be at 2 1/16 as well. All right, and that's going to have to be cut to about right there. And I'm going to cut that area out that you see there with the scroll saw. All right, so I took this piece over to the scroll saw and I cut that out. Kind of put a bevel on that so it fits nice and tight. Over here on this side, make sure I'm at my 2 1/16. I still have room to pull the roof off. So we'll hold that. Shoot a brad there, shoot a brad there. Shoot through both pieces. The lid still lives, roof still lifts off. This is going to be kind of a big overlap on this, you know, a different overlap at the top, but that's okay. I'm cool with that. So I think that'll work out. So let me mark this last one over on this side, and we'll go back to the scroll saw and I'll cut this one. All right, I cut this one again, or cut this one on the scroll saw like I did the other one. So let's get that into position. All right, shoot a brad there. Shoot a brad there, brad, and then through both of them. And our lid still comes off, our roof, so we can gain access and fill this. And now we just have the last 2 that go on there. And let's see, I've got this bevel. This one goes on this side. And then this one is going to be over on this side. One of these is going to overlap the other to help seal it off at the top. Make sure these are straight. That's 1.25 inches. That's 1.25 inches. Let's make sure that's 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches. some brads. All right. This is actually up off of this support piece, but that's okay. This one is going to be a little bit different because it's overlapping, so this is probably going to be, yeah, 1.5 inches, so no big deal there. They're even, we're not tight on the end here. All right, we're going to nail that one. And the roof comes off. That's great. So you can see how I made the gap here for the chimney, or I'm sorry, for the steeple in the front. So that only goes on like that. Now I am going to see if I can shoot a brad into this. I like that a lot. That is really cool looking. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is, this is the base for this bird feeder, and it sits off to the back like that. So you kind of got like a porch on the front here, but the birds can land on the sides and gain access inside. So I'm kind of at a standstill because this base will be screwed to a 4x4 post, which will be in the ground. And then the base of the bird feeder itself, that flat piece that the walls are attached to and the ends, that will be screwed to this base piece here. And that'll keep it from moving around. And if I ever want to take it down, I'll just have to take the roof off, remove those screws in there, move this, unscrew this from the post, and there you have it. Well, I appreciate you stopping by and checking out this bird feeder made from cedar pickets. We already have one bird feeder in our yard, and I have to fill that up about every third day or so. And this is very aromatic, so hopefully that won't scare the birds off, and they will use this and get some seed out of this. So again, I appreciate you watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. That helps me out here on YouTube, and we'll see you on the next one.